Okay, all you rock stars, thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time. Today's subject it's a challenging one for me to talk about. I've learned over the years that in most cases, not all cases, but women are way better at talking to people and their friends about what's going on in their mind. And as men, we like to internalize and just kind of, we push things, we shove stuff under the bed sometimes up here. And that's, no harm, no foul there. But I've learned as I've gotten older that when I've got something that's heavy on my heart and my mind, sharing it with people, in this case, I get to share it with my clients here. So I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. It's a tough one for me though. So back history on my childhood. I was born in British Columbia, Canada. My mom and dad, my dad was up there working in the copper mines. And about a year after I was born, my mom and dad traveled back down to Texas, where they were originally from. A short time later, they split up. And my dad, it was a unique situation. In most cases, if there's a battle, for lack of better terms, for custody, the mom would win. But that didn't happen. My dad never had formal custody of me, but he raised 99.9% of my childhood. I was with my dad. And a short time later, my stepmom, the most amazing lady on the planet, right there with my wife. She is, there's no amount of time in this video that I could use to come close to explaining how magical this woman is. Charlotte Culp. Maiden name Charlotte Ford. Oh, I love that woman to death. She is my stepmom. There's not an ounce of blood that we share together, genetically. But man, that's my mom. That is my mom. She has done more for me than any human on the planet. Big shout out to all step parents out there listening to this. Or maybe you had step parents. Just hug them big, love them big. I think it might be one of the greatest acts of service on the planet, taking on a stepchild or stepchildren and loving them unconditionally, just as you would your own, because I am my mom's own. I'm hers. She would fight 15 grizzly bears for me on a moment's notice. So gosh, if anything, it's just a tribute to my mom. But so short time after they got back to Texas, my biological mother and my dad split up, and dad had custody, and he was always nobody nervous that he talked to a lawyer. Actually, he's like, should I formally file? And he's like, no, that might not go well. So he just kind of kept his fingers crossed. And from like 1 something to 18, I was raised by my dad and my stepmom. And I did get to see my mom. I saw my mom every now and then. And as I got older, a little more independent, I had my driver's license, and we saw each other a little more. But a couple of things. My dad, I've never heard a single bad word from my dad growing up about my biological mother. They always painted it in a way like there was an amicable relationship there. That was very important, probably for me, my upbringing. But I never had, I was raised by my stepmom. And I never really had what I would consider a really strong relationship with my biological mother. And then time passed, and I moved back to California, and long story short, she passed away a few years ago of cancer. And I've learned as you get older, you just, not everybody, but at least me, as I've gotten older, man, I don't want to have any enemies. I love having working relationships with and loving relationships with everybody I associate with. And there was, for various reasons, there was tension there at times. And it's heavy on my heart because my mom's gone now. And I've turned into more the type of person that wants to sit down and talk through things. with people. I think that comes with age. I think my mind is clearer. I'm more understanding. I'm more forgiving. If I could have my mom right here today, because I dealt with, and I still deal with it sometimes, like, wait a second, why did my mom want to raise me? Like, I have kids now, and my wife and I talk about it, I was like, can you imagine not being an integral part in your kid's life as much as possible? And the majority of my childhood, most of it, was with my dad and my stepmom. So I would deal with why didn't, and I never truly cleared that up with my mom. And I'm in a place where no matter what she told me, immediate forgiveness. So maybe this is my psych session. I'm laying on the couch right now, and I feel good talking to maybe I'll reach out to Dr. L. Dr. L, if you're listening, I need to talk to you, my friend. But anyway, I feel good about knowing that. I'm so sad that my mom is gone, and I'm sad that I didn't take the initiative to really dive in more, to create, for me to be the person that created the deeper relationship. So I love you, Mom. Love both my moms. So that's the message today. I think the key part of the message is share more. Guys, especially you. If you got something on your mind, share it with somebody. Hell, if you need to, shoot it on video. Hell, shoot it to me. You and I'll talk about it. Give me a call. Shoot me a private message and we'll talk about it. It's good to share, man. It's good to get things out that are on your mind. Be vulnerable. I felt vulnerable in a good way the last 7 minutes. So thank y'all for listening. I love y'all. Live, love, laugh, and serve big, big focus on the serve. Do everything you can to light up the planet today, my friends. Much love from Yancey's backyard. Be good.